This is a milkshake. And you know what makes a milkshake special? When you top it off with whipped cream and then the cherry. You see, these parts are what make a milkshake special. Now, you could just have the whipped ice cream as your milkshake. Trust me, I know. This is typically what you see similarly on the Chick-fil-A app, for example. They promote this with the whipped cream and cherry, so it's appealing to you, going like, whoa, I want that. And you know, there is a phrase called cherry picking. And literally, the phrase literally means to only get what's profitable and good for us. Notice that word right there, only. Only what is good and profitable for us. And if we were to use this milkshake as a illustration, we can picture all of this to be God's word. But most of the time, if we were to literally cherry pick this cherry off the milkshake, we do this. We only choose what is profitable and good for us, when the rest of God's word is still good. We only like to cherry pick because we want the things that feel good, that sound good, that sound uplifting. But you have to realize that all of God's word, whether it's good or bad, which I know a milkshake should be delicious, so essentially it can't be bad unless you're allergic to dairy or whatnot. Every bit of God's word is good, whether it is uplifting or whether it's convicting. Therefore, we're actually going to be kicking off a brand new series called Untwisted. Untwisted. We're going to be looking at the top 4 most popular, well-known Bible verses that are taken out of context, because we have twisted these verses to apply to our lives when the verses don't mean what you think they mean. And just a disclaimer, I am not here to condemn anybody here on this series. This series is not meant to condemn. I hope this is a series that convicts you, that opens up your heart. In this series, we're going to be untwisting Bible verses that have been taken out of context so often. However, as I've been studying and going through this series, there's a big overarching theme that God has revealed to me. We're not just going to untwist misused Bible verses. This series, I believe, is going to untwist our lives. But we have to understand, just like 2 Timothy 2 says, that every bit of God's word needs to be something that is a mirror to us. Yes, we want the uplifting stuff. Yes, we want the loving stuff, but we push aside the things that are condemning, things that actually make us feel bad, because we don't want to acknowledge the sin. We don't want to acknowledge that we may have to go through pain. We may have to go through some valleys. The thing is, this life is not going to get easier, but God is going to make us stronger. So join me next week as we jump into our brand new series called Untwisted, and we're going to kick off the first episode. I'll tell you this, the first episode is Philippians 4:13. Stay tuned for the first episode of Untwisted. And remember, every bit of God's word is delicious, whether good or bad, whether it convicts us, whether it uplifts us, and whether it shows that we might need to check our heart. I'll see you guys in the first episode of Untwisted.